themselves to you. We talking about at a point in time when things were just more in order, and the fact that he wouldn't have been the guy that promised his woman to a man of understanding anyway. So if a guy came out there and seen her and wanted to deal with her based on whatever the reason was, he took her and laid with her, and then he paid the father the money, and then that was his wife. He couldn't put her away.
Right.
Fucking happily ever after. Why don't people see that? They just see the act of, oh, y'all rape.
Yeah.
No, we're saying he gotta pay the dowry, and it's his wife.
You gotta be accountable.
It's his wife.
You just don't hit it and quit it.
Yeah, no.
It's a price to that.
You see, but see, that's what people get emotional with, man. They get emotional.
Right, and ultimately, they get emotional with us.
Makes sense, huh?
We didn't write these words. The Lord had them written, okay? We didn't write these words. It's not us writing it. So we bring out the history of that, and you want to attack us and call us this and this and that. No, we're just reading it to you, dumbass, okay? That's all we're doing is reading it to your dumb ass. How hard is that to understand?
Get Jeremiah 17 and 9.
He can.
Well, because, hey, like we just said that we read in Isaiah, the 6th chapter, that mind is blinded. Matter of fact, it's another one too in Isaiah. What is it? Romans 11. That's a good one. But you got to understand that Jake is so encrypted in Babylon that the words that you say, like if you say rape, let's use that. That means to seize, right? That means to just, bam, stop. That's just what it is, right? But see, Esau has demonized that term so much to the point where you bring that out in an example, they feel some type of way about it, which shows you that they're not reading the Bible from an Eastern mindset. If you read the Bible from westernizing theology, like a Christian perspective of what your oppressor taught you, you will get offended. Because the Bible doesn't deal with Western theology. It doesn't deal with that. You got to think of a Middle Eastern standpoint. So all of you that get offended at that, you really need to do some serious soul searching and really come to grips with what the Bible is really saying. Because we never just sit up here and say, let's go snatch up a bunch of demons and do. No. The point about that was not just having your own particular way and doing what you want. No. You just got hot for it and then shit. That's your wife. Now if you pay the dowry, didn't have your way. This is your woman. This is your possession. What's so fucking hard about that? What's so hard to understand that?
They think of like the Western side of like rape happened in this society. That nigga ain't thinking about marrying that woman.
No, he's just violating and being done with.
Right, and he's going off and he might take another one and he's done.
Yeah.
That's how they thinking about it. But the scriptures have everything laid out.
Yeah, the Bible the Bible give you a certain scenario. If this happened, you pay the dowry, it's your woman. You can't put her away.
Well, here it is right here.
Tomorrow morning. That boy, hey, the Most High gonna kill you, man. You bald-headed nigga, man.
That's right. And here it is right here. Since we're on the topic, we've been speaking about it. This is Deuteronomy chapter 22. I'll start at verse 25. But if a man find a betrothed, what does betrothed mean?
Engaged.
Engaged. And another word for it is actual married too. Married, okay? If a man find a betrothed damsel in the field.
Oh yeah, because women will use that and say, well, I'm courting, I ain't been touched, that means I can talk to multiple men. No, if a man lay his eyes on you and you're promised, that's your goddamn man. Look, it's just like if you meet a woman over the internet, right, and y'all make a relationship official, that's your woman, even if you didn't put the rod in her.
Right.
And if she go out and do something with another man, you're gonna get mad, man. It's common sense. That's for all you adulterous ass Israelite women out there.
Right, and it says, betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die.
You know why? You know the offense in that? You know why? Because that's adultery. That's adultery. It says if he forced himself upon her while she had a man, he will get put to death because that's adultery. And if she did cry out to let people know, that happened in history of Susanna. When those two servants, when they tried to rape her, they tried to get up with her and then try to frame her and say, well, look, no, she came on to us. It took, what was it? What prophet was that? Was it Daniel to come and rectify that and say, well, did y'all judge the matter accordingly?
Right.
You know? But in this case, if he took her and knowing that she had a man, that's adultery. He gets dealt with, man. It wasn't the fact that he forced himself on her, the fact that he laid with her. Kick out the force. Even if he didn't force himself and he enticed her and got into the draws or whatever, it's adultery. It's still the same penalty for it.
Right.
It's common sense. Go ahead.
Key is betrothed. Okay, that's why it was a sin. It says, but unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. For as when a man riseth against
But
his...
even with that being said, it was an investigation on that because they're gonna say, well, was you with it? They ain't just gonna take the, come on, man. In the ancient world, a woman's word was like second nature. Like, you didn't just take a woman's word because they're deceptive by nature. Probably, oh, well, they gonna investigate her ass, man. They'll say, all right, what's the deal with this? Or did you let him do it? Did you scream out? Did you have any witnesses? You know?
Right. Because ultimately in this society, what women don't understand is everything's been conditioned for you to be in a position where that can happen to you. Yep. Okay? Because when it comes to working, you're not supposed to be out having jobs. You're supposed to be underneath your husband at home, under his protection. You're not supposed to be out in the streets and the clubs. When shit like that happens to women, what's the most common thing that's said? Well, why was you out here like that? Why was you out there in that miniskirt with your booty cheeks hanging out about the bottom of your shorts, and you was walking drunk in a dark alley by yourself?
They call it victim blaming.
They call it victim blaming, but you set yourself up for all of that because in the ancient world, that was unheard of. If you was caught by yourself, more than likely you did not have a husband.
You didn't have women out 12 in the morning in the ancient world.
Right.
If they was out there, they was prostitutes, man.
Yeah. And they're
trying to get picked up.
Right. And it says, for as when a man riseth against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is this matter. Verse 27. For he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried.
She cried out, meaning she screamed, help me.
And there was none to save her.
Right.
Now verse 28. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed.
Now, you have to understand that there's certain ways women dress that show you if they betrothed or not. You're just not going to run up on a John and whatever happens, like you actually see wicked. Right.
Right. And it says, and lay hold on her, and lie with her, and they be found. Then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver. Did it say kill the dude? No. Did it say throw him in jail? What's his punishment?
And the scripture is so beautiful because it laid out an example before.
Yeah.
It gave you the same example, but instead if she was not betrothed to a man, meaning that she was not promised.
Right.
You know? And this is the dowry because she wasn't promised, so therefore, okay, technically you coveted the property, now you have to pay for it. Okay, you can have her, you took it, you've already put your, you didn't already took the tokens of the virginity, whatever, it's already done. So therefore, hey, you gotta hand over. Give me the money, she's yours.
Right.
Because with a father to a husband is a transfer of ownership. That's all it is.
Right.
That's all it is, man. It's just like a new car coming from the dealership that never been drove and given to the buyer. That's all it is,
well,
man.
According to that guy, the woman is the one that decides.
Yeah, according to that demon.
Right, and this woman, this is why the man gets so vexed in his spirit when you don't dress the way he tells you to dress in modesty. Because you're allowing yourself to be portrayed that you're available for this type of action to happen. You're saying, rape me in a sense, according from a spiritual standpoint. You know? And it says, and she shall be his wife, and she shall be his wife, because he hath humbled her. He may not put her away all his days.
Now, Jake, forget the fact that she should be his wife.
That's accountability.
That's his wife. That's his woman.
Yep.
What the hell is the big goddamn deal? He paid for it and it's his. Oh, he took it. The fucking point don't matter. Was he condemned to death? No, he was not. So get out your feelings about that, man.
Biblical facts.
And you know what, Shakari, bro? You keep saying that we teach that garbage, man, as far as that we could just snatch up 12, yo. That's all slander and that's folly, man. Because ain't nobody in our camps dealing with that. For one thing, why would we want to do that? Brothers got children, we got wives of our own. For one thing, we want to deal with these low level, these women that's in that. That's a kid in this world.
Right.
You gotta understand, you're dealing in an unrighteous society. We're not dealing with that.
That's right.
Brothers just made the example that you get them young because they're untainted. But they push that bullshit that, oh, it's better if you have a woman with experience. I don't want no fucking woman with experience, man. I don't want her showing me shit that another nigga showed her. That's vexing to the spirit, man.
Right.
And technically, since we all gonna be priests over the nation of Israel, we all require fresh virgins, man.
Right.
Yeah.
So all that
That's why
bullshit
our women, when they get changed, they're gonna be virgins again.
Yeah.
When they get the new bodies, it's gonna be like fucking for the first time, you know?
But and I was watching Kevin Samuels and he said it. He said, most women, because there was a chick that was like 43 years old talking about she deserves a high value man. He said, what you want a man to value for your experiences? I'm like, damn. Exactly. Because that's all you're getting. You're getting experience in this king. I don't want no woman that's been hopping up on another ride.
Right.
What I look like wanting to kiss the woman that didn't head her mouth on another man's ride.
That's right.
Now, that's a punishment to us because unfortunately we're dealing with that, but that's not how it's supposed to be, man. That's not.
That's why YAHAWASHI called this a weakening adulterous generation.
That's right.
If you think about all the rides your woman sucked, the woman that you just love so much, it'll make you sick to your stomach, man. It's the times that I woke up and looked at my woman and I was just disgusted in her, man. Like, because you know what? Because I'm fervent in the spirit because I know how it's supposed to be. But the spirit cut me and say, you know what? Y'all went off. Y'all committed adultery against me. Deal with it, nigga.
That's right. Yeah.
Like, fuck.
That's right.
Bro, you gotta take to the gym.
That's how the Lord feels. That's the spirit. Because we committed adultery on the Heavenly Father. We were that whole ass woman that went against the scriptures. So the pain you feel when a woman commits adultery on you, that's the pain the Lord feels. So sometimes the Lord will put you in that situation, and when you're going in the truth, just so you know the fear and the power of the Lord and how He feels the heartbreak you gave to Heavenly Father.
Damn, bro, it says he was sick to his bowels, bro. Most I said I was sick to my bowels. Like,
that's heavy.
That's how you feel when a woman commits adultery.
Israel hurt his heart, bro. We hurt the Most High, bro.
That's heavy.
People say God don't have emotions. Are you sick? Do you read the scriptures?
Right.
The Most High said that, look, I'm gonna cry like a travailing woman and devour at once, man. Our power have emotions. Why you think we have them?
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Go ahead, brother.
Jeremiah 3:1. They say if a man put away his wife and she go from him and become another man's, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted?
Greatly polluted. Wait a minute, just one man? Greatly polluted. Damn.
Because it comes with a mentality too. Because it's the vibration that you put on the women.
Yeah.
That's why it's a benefit to have a virgin, because she gonna be molded into what you want in the mind though.
Yeah.
Because once you get that, that's when your kids, because brother speaking in Dallas was speaking on this yesterday. They said for like a certain age, your kids are basically like mama's boys. But if your woman is on a vibration of you, it trickles down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it's like it's an order. And she puts the vibration she put on her, the kids follows it because she has nothing else to go off of. You can't have nothing to compare you to. But see, in this society, a woman, she get a job, she go to Esau's curriculum. Now she can decide, she has something to size you up against. She uses basically her success versus what you're not or what you're doing. So therefore, she'll take what's beneficial to her and she can put it on the kids. Like most women, they teach their daughters, go be a career woman, go this, go do that. Scriptures say it's mother, so shall daughter be. You know what I'm saying? Because I see it all the time, man. I be sitting back and I watch, I'm like, this girl ain't doing nothing but following the cycle of her damn mother. I'm like, you ain't in order. What make you think she's gonna be in order?
Hey,
What's up?
Jeremiah 3:1 again. They say if a man put away his wife and she go from him and become another man's, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers.
Damn, many lovers.
Yet return unto me, saith the Lord.
Damn, man. He said play the harlot with many lovers, man. Jake been passed two flip. Man, they done banged it sideways, upside down. They done clap. Moab was clapping. Moab and Ammon was clapping. Amalek was clapping. Everybody was clapping.
Me personally, bro, if I find my woman had so much of the train ran on, I can't even look at her.
Oh hell,
Bro, like you have to deal with it, but like me personally, like I couldn't stomach it.
No, but you don't have to. You don't have to, bro. Like on some real shit.
That's crazy.
That's how domestic violence start, man. That's why you had in Numbers, the 5th chapter, which is called the law of jealousy. You see what I'm saying? And the law of jealousy, most of these women have felt that. But you won't even, I mean, now, shit. you ain't even gotta drink the potion. It shows in their thighs.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? The cellulite, the writing of the thighs. All these women, most of them have it. It could be the smallest woman that work out, and yet you see she has cellulite. You know why? Because she's played the harlot, man. Whether it was in this life or the past life, it's rotting out, man. I'll be seeing some skinny chicks, and I'll be thinking, I'm like, how the hell's our thighs rotting? It be like the young ones that ain't really having sex yet that you don't see that for real. Smooth, yeah. But even then, the little virgins are having too. You know why? Because they played the harlot in the past, man. Lord is judging their ass. He's showing you what it is.
I got another precept too.
Go ahead, brother.
This is basically modern day, you know, as a curse. This is how we get all our wives now. This is Hosea 4. Hosea 3.
Oh.
This is the book of Hosea chapter 3 verse 1. Then said Yahweh unto me, go yet, love a woman who loved of her friend, yet an adulteress, according to the love of Yahweh toward the children of Israel. Because why? He forgave us and accepted us back. It says,
in that whole story of Hosea and Gomer, the reason why the Most High had him to do that, he took a woman in harlotry or whoredom, is because going back to the precept of Jeremiah, what bro just read, the Lord said he was going to accept us back, because you got to understand, Gomer ran out and committed adultery on Hosea, but yet he had to take her back, even if he didn't want to do it, it's because it was the Most High showing an example as to how he was going to accept Israel back. And that could, I'm pretty sure that was bitter tokens to him, because he's like, man, this damn woman is a harlot, man, what the fuck? But then, you know, it's through the spirit, he had to deal with it, and then he had to have a kid with it.
It says, love of Yahweh toward the children of Israel, who look to other gods and flagons of wine. So I bought her to me for 15 pieces of silver, and for a homer of barley, which is food. All right, so you go take a woman to dinner, right? Her meal cost $15. She just had that homer of barley on her plate.
Basically, he was
bread.
Prostituting, man.
Okay, and it says, for a homer of barley and a half homer of barley. And I said unto her, thou shalt abide for me many days. Thou shalt not play the harlot, and thou shalt not be for another man. So will I also be for thee. For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king, and without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an image, and without an ephod, and without a tepherim. Afterward shall the children of Israel...
So wait, what is your Levitical priesthood in that, Sakari?
Jake got all that strict.
Right. Afterward shall the children of Israel return and seek Yahweh their God, and David their king, and shall fear Yahweh and his goodness in the latter days. So just like I was mentioning, this is how the Lord feels, you know, when we commit adultery on him, he had to take us back, you know. So as a curse, this is why it's so hard to find a virgin. You don't get virgins on this side, man.
There's a veteran goes into it how thy wife shall be a harlot in the streets. That's direct. That's direct to the point.
Amos 7 and 17. And we're going to wrap it up after that, man. Y'all got any last precepts y'all want to bring out? You got something up? Yep, we're good. We bring that out, we're going to wrap it up. We got to
This is Amos chapter 7, verse 17. It says, therefore, thus saith Yahweh, thy wife shall be an harlot in the city.
Where the hell are we at? We in a big ass metropolis. Metropolis means under the city.
Right.
It's all under the vibration of women, man.
And every last brother stand up here that had a woman that went to the club and got ran through, man. Committed adultery and came back and said she ain't did no wickedness. And it says,
but you know what? What's gonna be a good remedy for that? When we get those spiritual powers, and then you're gonna get that battle axe across your damn head, man. Because if you're fucking over the man of the Lord, the Most High is gonna visit every last one of you, man.
Right.
Don't think for 1 second because the scriptures say, well, because we're dealing with harlots, that give you a license to commit adultery on the man of the Lord. Because we're your lords, and if you don't do right, the Most High will destroy you. Because hey, you serve us, you serving Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, man.
That's right.
Yes, right. And that's the spiritual.
And you women, you better start listening to your man. You got a man in the truth, you better start listening to him, and you better obey that man, man.
that's right.
And stop back talking.
It says, thy wife shall be an harlot in the city, and thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword. That's why you lose your kids, all this gang violence and drug violence, man. And it says, and thy land shall be divided by line, and thou shalt die in a polluted land.
Divided by line. What does that mean?
Split up. Give it away. We don't have nothing, man. Look what happened to so-called Native Americans. All this shit is gone. This whole state is named after the tribe of the Kansas Indians. What Kansas Indians do you see today over here?
None.
And it says,
I don't know.
And specifically the land of Israel, though. That's what that's talking about.
Because the heathens took our land.
They over there. They got Amalek and Ishmael over there, and they have their little, portions on each area in Israel. So that's why it says divided by measure. And that's happened at different times too. Like when the Arabs took over, the Muhammad and all them, it's happened. And now it's the same until this day.
That's in Joel 3 when it says your land is departed, it's parted into three. You got Ham over there too, man. You got them demons calling themselves Balasha, which Balasha means false Jew, false or fake.
right. It says, and thou shalt die in a polluted land, and Israel shall surely go into captivity forth of his land.
Bam, there we go. We're here in captivity today, but you know what? The Lord is getting ready to lift that captivity. He's doing so now.
This is Mark chapter 8, verse 38. Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed, when he cometh in the glory of his Father with his holy angels. And just earlier in the camp, we speaking on Levitical priesthood. You can't be ashamed of saying that YAHAWASHI is the chief high priest through the order of Melchizedek. These are things you have to put off and go what he said. But
Or just follow chief priest, Alazar, Grand Mighty.
Yeah, or do what that nigga.
You know what? Hey, and I'm gonna say this too. Hey, Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashai, Shalak, Rayam, Ranash, Ragim, Mashakayu, to all you Sakari niggas, man.
Right.
If you ain't right,
Yeah.
the Most High is gonna kill you, man. All right. And with that, all praises and glory and honor to Yahawah.
Bahasham, Yahawashai, Bahasham, Kakadash.
Double honor to the elders, the apostles of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. With that, Shalom and above all, man.
Above all.
Above all, man.